Yeah, I was muted. I Come on, guys. If I had to pay $5 every time I was muted for slow markets, I would be broke. Yeah, I'm muted. Yeah, Jack needs all the. It's going to the Jack fund right there. But you could hear and see me okay now. So everything is right in this world after we got that one set up. Anyway, what a way to start off. Let's get started. Welcome to Slow Markets, everybody. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, there is our Topstep risk disclosure in the chat. This is not a signals class. This is for educational purpose only. What a interesting day in the markets. Nothing really happened. Kind of around expectations, if I dare say so myself. So let's get to it. Right now, you see in front of me the NASDAQ, daily NASDAQ. We'll look at, of course, the NASDAQ crude oil, and then we'll finish off with maybe Nikkei and gold at 8 p.m. Central. Gold's been a little odd this past week or two. Not a lot of crazy movements at 8 p.m., but we'll always look at it and see if we could find something and maybe even find an overnight trade setup that we could hold into tomorrow. We do have a big news event tomorrow, so that's something to be aware of, to understand that non-farm payroll is going to be a big market mover. Expect a lot of volatility. That could be a reason why you see these last two consolidation days. Yesterday, as you can see, well, actually Tuesday, we had that big sell-off. And then Wednesday and today, we are seeing a consolidation day. It's nice to see that. Is it nice? I don't know. To me, it's nice to see a smaller consolidation day, smaller in comparison to what we have been seeing, at least a couple of them in a row. It's nice not to see the market just push in one direction, up or down, which has been great. Obviously, I've done a lot better today than what I have been trading. And that being said, consolidation. If we continue to look at this, and it's basically the same thing we seen last night. We had the sell-off, consolidation. We did try and break above that high of the 9. We went and tested the 19,100s. We failed. We actually came to this little support area, and we could see it a little bit better on the 1 hour chart. So here's the hour chart. You could see that this was support back on August 28th. We came and we actually even tested that. It looked like it was going to maybe be a nice breakout and a bullish day. We tested it, immediately rejected right back to these lows around the 18,830s. Yeah, 830s. And as I'm speaking, once again, tonight we are just starting off slow markets, selling, right? Starting off in some higher than expected volatility for a slow markets class. You can see over the past 1 hour already, actually 30 minutes, we've went from 900s, now testing the mid 800s and testing these lows. Let's watch this. Why not? Why not just watch this? Because we are pushing these lows. The order book is pretty thin. And I was looking to see if we could consolidate here until tomorrow. Maybe look for an opportunity to trade and see if we can make a run back up to 19,000 between now and tomorrow. Maybe at least now that we've sold off 50 points, maybe just a test back up towards 900s. But looking for a consolidation, right? When we're consolidating like this, the play is to sell the highs and buy the lows until we break out. And we can have run of liquidities. Today, I made most of my money buying right here. In an ES. And I could go through it if you guys want. I'm sure I've already gotten a lot of questions already in asking me what I was looking at today. But essentially, this is what it was. Just imagine this in the ES where we had that huge sell-off. We came back down to the lows, and we had a nice little double bottom and reversal pattern. I got in long here and closed it out for a nice winner. But here we are. We're testing 840s now. The New York session low was at 842. So we're coming down. Like this is not a slow markets class. Feeling very similar to last night. Last night we sold off 100 points, and then we recovered that 100 points. So yeah, you guys we could just go back to last night and review that exactly what happened. Where was it at? Yeah, this was it. This was last night. Okay, we sold off from 980 all the way down to 880. So we sold off 100 point, immediately recovered that. And so let's see what we do here tonight to start slow markets. So far it's been, let's see, let's measure this. So far it's been 70 points. We've sold off 70 points. Where's the open? Actually a little bit more, essentially back from up here. Back up here is where it's open. So we're already down pretty dang good. Cheap trade. I mean, if you want to practice and putting into practice, like we were saying on this higher time frame, right? Where if we're expecting consolidation, some of the best consolidation plays is buy the lows, sell the highs, right? Looking for the market to stay inside this consolidation. Of course, before a big news event, markets, tend to be choppy and messy and not very clean with the price action. And so that's what I'm expecting tonight, is that way, a lot of chop, not very good and not great clean price action because of, everybody sitting on the sidelines waiting for the news tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday. And so maybe we see something like that, similar to what we seen last night. I don't know. We'll watch this. Let's watch this tonight. I'm more inclined of watching this. I have been trading the ES a lot more. We just broke through the New York session low. Catch the bottom. Nope. Trust me, I've learned my lesson many times trying to catch the bottom, and this is no longer a market that is good scaling down as it's going against you. You guys have probably seen me in the YouTube chat when I'm talking about the house account trade, is being patient, waiting for the confirmation. And for example, and I think this is a good point to talk about it, is, there's a time and there's a time and a place and a market condition that I would say it would be okay to, like, if we're looking at this as support, to say, let's buy some on the way down and buy a few areas on the way down. But the way the market has been acting for the past, I dare say, full month, no, that's not what it calls for. To me, and the way that I've been seeing this is a lot more patience, waiting for the market to actually reverse. And instead of buying it on the way down, waiting and buying it on the way back up, right? Because lately the market has just, has that tendency to just move fast. We've seen that at the beginning of August. We've been seeing it in slow markets where, there's probably times where I would be caught in a long on our way down to this support. So I might have even found a long at like 870s, and then find a few areas down here, and then the next thing we know, we're sold off breaking support, and it's hitting my stop loss. And it's a difficult market to trade. It really is. Like I said, we've had a lot of crazy things going in the market. Looking to cut interest rates. It's an election year. Increase in volatility, Nick Furtick's favorite indicator, which is the VIX, and so much, which is also, with all this craziness and with this increase in volatility, has brought a lot of good opportunity. So with volatility comes opportunity, I think is the right way to say that. We're starting to see a lot more opportunities. I mean, especially in slow markets during the day, where this is still not normal to see 100-point moves, 80-point moves, 50-point moves at this time of night. And let's watch this. There is an argument to put on a long position here now. We're finding some support, and could you say this could be a cheap trade? Maybe. You might be able to say this would be a cheap trade. I wouldn't be triggered in yet. Let's go through this, because I think this is a good example. And I'm going to do this on some micros. We're going to do this on micros because I think this is a possibility for a decent trade. Because I'm watching this, and I'm going to explain this. things happen fast, and I'm looking for an entry. Let's watch and see how this market reacts. My entry point would be if we break above this consolidation. To me, this is going to be the reversal candle. And if we could break and hold above these 46s, 47s, then maybe we could have a nice little play to the long side. But let me make sure everything's set up correctly. Just micros. Okay, there's just quick there. I got in one long. Let me set this back to ticks. Feels a little weird, just like last night. So there is the entry. Now let's see if we have continuation. I'd probably look to just a quick trade. I would have rather got into more. Dang, I should have changed the position size for like 3, maybe 5 micros on this one. Make sure I have my stop loss is going to be below that reversal candle. Let's see if we get another more. So already, what is this? 5 points. 5 points. Got in at 47.75. I mean, that's it. That's the trade right there. Very similar to like last night, and then we didn't get any follow through. Let's see if this one will give us any follow through, or if we just get in and out really quick. Last night we had a few minutes worth of a follow through, maybe an argument to close one off, and like as soon as we get to these 60s, if we can get to these 60s, wish I would have just gotten to 3 so I could scale out again. Still similar situation as last night. If you guys watched last night's NASDAQ trade with me, as soon as I got in, the market just immediately went in my direction. I didn't get into a great position size where it would have allowed me to take profit on a portion of it. And then this same thing is happening. We didn't get any great follow through. It was immediately a bounce and then right back down. Let's see if we can get some. I might just close out of this one really quick if we don't get, and I'm not going to add to this. You'll get a chance to add. Yeah, no, to me, the trade was the break. Anything else after that, it wouldn't be adding. The only place that I would ever add to this is if we consolidate some more and then we break above this one. Maybe we break above this. If there is another resistance, then I would add if we broke out. But for me, that was the trade. Man, that was 9 points. I mean, almost 10 points. That was a really quick one. SK. Yeah, I must have blown up. That's why I'm hiding the balance. All right, this one's just not. Yeah, I'd like to see more follow through. I could show you the balance. I don't mind. Let's go. This is streamer mode. How cool is that? There's the balance if you want to see it. So obsessed. Traders are so obsessed with that stuff. Yeah, and this is copied. See, this is copied. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Andrew Li, catching a falling knife. Nope, catching a falling knife would be buying on our way down and not buying on a reversal. It's such a difference. There is a major difference. It can be a fine line. Like, what would you classify as a falling knife versus a reversal? A falling knife is buying like right now. I'm going to get out of that. So a falling knife would be catching this, right? But buying a reversal or a breakout was this trade. Falling knife is right now. If you're to buy this, that's a falling knife. And then it also depends on your time frame, right? On a 1-minute chart, this is going to be a lot different than a 5-minute chart, right? A 5-minute chart, maybe you could have had an argument for a 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute. A 1-hour chart, yeah, that is a falling knife 100% on a 1-hour chart, because there's nothing to indicate a buy outside of, look, there's a lot of wicks down here, right? Maybe you do have the bravery to say, yo, we've been finding this area of support, and so we're just going to buy down here and then have our stop loss, in this area, and say we're buying at an area of support. Okay, so we're buying at an area of support. And so it is valid to get in longs in this zone. As long as you have a decent stop loss and you have a stop loss, then when it becomes even, maybe this is the argument to say a falling knife on an hourly chart based off of this. A falling knife is if we start to break down and then you're just buying down here. If you buy anywhere below this, then like, what's your reason? You have to have a reason to enter a position. So if you do not have a reason other than just buying it because it's selling off, then yeah, I would say that's catching a falling knife. But there is a line. There is a line because some traders can confuse a falling knife with either a reversal trade or scaling in at a support or resistance area or zone. On the 1 minute chart, yeah, that was a whole lot different of a trade. I mean, I should have taken profit just like last night. Last night we had a similar trade, right, where we broke out. So if we go back to last night's, where was that at? Let's go. Last night was a similar trade, which, was this it? I think this, where is it at? Let me make sure I'm looking at the, yeah, this was last night's. It was a very similar trade last night, where I was looking to get in long on the breakout, right? And this was the break. I got in long here and we broke out and then immediately rejected. And so there was an opportunity to take 10 or 15 points last night. And then again tonight, there was an opportunity to take, I mean, it wasn't 10 or 15 points, but it was 9 points. I would have been able to take out 9 points, but just way too fast. Took, what is this? 40, whatever the ticks, 14 points. But we'll watch this tonight. I'm curious to see if we're going to be breaking this area of support as what we've seen on the 1 hour chart. This is a key. This is a key level. Not only am I just watching this, everybody with eyes is watching this same area and the same zone. Are we going to hold this? Are we going to break down below this? If we do break down below this, then where are we going to go? Where can we find? If you're looking to short this market, you know, everyone who's looking to short, everyone who's already short is wanting us to break this support level. And so if we do start to break this, where would be some good targets if you're already short? If you're looking to buy this, you know, maybe this is an area that you could find a way to buy. It's a lot more risky because look how ugly this looks now, right? This is very ugly. This is very bearish, where we've had this huge sell-off, and then now we've had this, you know, very good looking. I mean, it's not a great flagging pattern, but yeah, this is ugly. We have this support here. And we came and we tested that, and support has become resistance, and now we're right here at this next support line. And so we can see something where we just sell off through that, and it's hard. Even I find a hard time buying and holding a trade down here. And this is an hourly chart. This is completely different than what I was just doing a second ago. That was a quick in and out scalp. Okay, quick in and out scalp. Looking for 10, 15 points is much different than sitting here on a 1 hour chart doing more of a higher time frame analysis, saying if we break through this support, then it could get scary again. We could see something that we seen on Monday, and you know, anything can happen. Even though we have news tomorrow, we could see a sell-off. And the next level that I'm actually seeing here is probably going to be right around, you know, 750, 720s in this zone. And so it's fair and it's reasonable to say if we break through this support, the next level that we could see is going to be 100 points, 150 points lower. And that's realistic. We might even see that tonight. We really could see that tonight, maybe see it in the London session. Heck, we might even see it right now during slow markets if the market does break through. And we've seen volatility come in because anything can happen. And we have news tomorrow. So I'm more on the side of just being patient and waiting for that confirmation. So, you know, maybe there's also another confirmation if we break out of there. Yeah, right there. to see a push back up into this. So there's scalping opportunities, and then there's trading, and it depends on your time frame, right? And as we've reviewed statistics, are we going to be looking to hold this trade for 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes? Are we going to be holding this trade for 5 to 10 minutes? Are we holding this trade for 30 minutes? So it depends on the style of trader that you are. Get your check marks. Yeah, I seen that on TopstepTV. That's the advantage that we have as individuals, right? We don't have to go and get a bunch of check marks. We have our own strategy, we have our own decision making, and we are the ones who are solely making these decisions. So that's good and bad. It could be easier to trade and make these decisions, but it could also be bad where you can make stupid decisions that in hindsight it was very, very stupid. So there's that trade setup again, right, where we had this consolidation and that breakout of that little support that we were making. And so there's another good opportunity for a quick in and out scalp, and maybe see profit, take 5-10 points off of that. So quick 9-point banger, and then another what is that, 6 points already on this. But we're not seeing much follow through yet. We'll see, and we'll continue. I'll come back to the NASDAQ. That's all I've seen on the NASDAQ. One trade already. That was a quick one, and I do like it because it's down here at support. And so I'm still more tempted to buy it down here at support if we see that reversal pattern. If we see consolidation, if we see a reversal down here in this zone, then yeah, longs are tempting, and it's an easy position to manage risk. Next, let's go ahead and move along to crude oil. Crude oil, man, what an interesting market. It's just been a sell every rally, right? Crude oil, 1 hour chart. We've been in a very bearish downside. I mean, ever since we broke through this, which it looked like we were finding buyers. It looked for a moment that we were making a higher low, and maybe we had a chance to run at $80 a barrel. But nope, we sold off, broke through that. It seemed a little bit weird. As much as I wanted to buy it, I was just kind of hands off. And we just sold through. We went and we even tested 70. We broke through $70 a barrel. We're holding below $70 a barrel. And even down here, we cannot find any buyers coming in. It looks like we had that huge rally from 69 up to 71.40, and then immediately sold it. We had a little bit of a bounce today, and then immediately sold that one. And I don't want to touch crude oil at all. I don't want to be a buyer, and I do not want to be a seller, because at any moment, crude oil could do that to you, right? If you short crude oil, it sucks, because you could have something like this where, yeah, I'm short down here, and then it just bounces $1, $2 like really quick. And then it's very difficult to buy it because we've been selling off so fast, and every single move to the long side has been immediately rejected. But if we look at a daily chart, some of these targets, right? $67 a barrel, $68 a barrel. It's still there. It's been very volatile. That's about the story on crude oil. We do have some support back in December. So December, this is going to be an interesting area to see if we maybe can we sustain some buyers. Can we find some buyers down here? I don't know. We did have a neutral day in crude, so maybe there's something to that where we've had a sell-off, and this is, you see these sometimes at the end of a trend, and this can be a reversal sign. We seen one here, and that didn't really do anything, right? Seen one here, and that was a reversal. It's hard to say. I'm not as great of a crude trader as I am, say, the NASDAQ. From a high, from that perspective, it's still hands off for me. So I think that's where I'm going to leave crude. I'm just going to leave it right where it belongs for now. Not even tempted to trade crude oil. Let's move on to the Nikkei. Nikkei is very similar to the NASDAQ in terms of we've had that major sell-off. There's actually a little bit more of a flagging pattern on the Nikkei where you could see it. It's a lot more clear. So if we do start to rally, most likely this might stay in a holding pattern until tomorrow during the news. And this could give us some solid entries, right? Whether we break down and we look for a continuation down to test, maybe the first thing I'm starting to see is this 36,000 level. Maybe even get down to 35,000, right? These nice round numbers are good areas. So yeah, this is a nice flagging pattern. If we break down, we can see another leg lower. And then if we do break up, then obviously we could have a leg higher. And, on the long side, we would have officially put in a higher low on the higher time frame, right? A higher low would be in place if we are able to break higher and sustain it, and then maybe start looking for some higher highs. That is a possibility. And you could do the same thing on the NASDAQ. You could, think about the same thing from this higher perspective. This is an interesting area. I mean, we see that support. We've had the support. We're making that support now. It's looking even a lot more heavier than the Nikkei. So if we do sell off, we see a leg lower. If for some reason we have some crazy news tomorrow and we end up completely reversing, and who knows, tomorrow maybe we're up here tomorrow, and then we're like, dang, that was a great buying opportunity, and this was a higher low. That could be an higher low, and if we do reject, then my next area that I'd love to see is going to be 20,000 and possibly looking to make another higher high. So if this is a higher low, then I would be looking for a higher high. So now this is a big what if scenario, right? Where if this is a higher low, then I would be looking for a higher high. And we won't know that until after probably tomorrow, maybe we see us breaking either down or up. Odds are I'm liking the downside on the NASDAQ. I really am, just because it's looking so heavy, and just like crude oil, we're not finding many buyers. We're finding buyers, but we're not finding, that sustained buyer. What do we call it? What do we want to call it? We're not finding a lot of buyers. It's temporary, but every single rally has been sold off. And with non-farm payroll tomorrow, where do we go? Maybe we just go straight down here towards 18,500s. This would be a key area I'm looking at, and it's kind of correlated with that Nikkei level, this 18,500s. But tomorrow is going to be a very volatile day. Aggressive buyers, aggressive buyers, whatever we want to call it. I don't know. Puts on Tesla. Tesla's been rallying, right? I think I seen Tesla today, and it was up like 4%, or maybe that was yesterday. But Tesla has been on a move. Let me see. What's Tesla at right now? I'm checking Tesla. No, Tesla was down today, but yeah, we've bounced from 212, and Tesla even touched 235, right? 235. So Tesla's been rallying while the market has been selling off a little bit, but this is looking heavy. I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to be a buyer. That being said, I say I don't want to be a buyer. How do I put this? Once again, it depends on your time frame, and I get traders that love to tease me, and I don't mind being teased at all. Because look at this. What has happened? What has happened right here? Right? 1, 2, 3, like 3 really ugly selling days. But then on my trades, if we look at my trades, all my trades are to the long side. And so even though we've been selling off, all my trades have been to the long side. Still, it's almost like a long only challenge, but I'm really not just saying I'm only going to be buying this market. But look, it's all been long. Every single trade in this account has been to the long side. And so it really is the time frame. It doesn't matter whether the market's going up or down. You can make money both ways, even though I'm making it harder on myself. I just find it easier for me to buy. I really do. And there we go. That was a break. That was a break. Now let's see what's that. That was 40 points, 30 points in a moment. Wow. Yeah, Coach Hoop. My average winner is about 15 to 30 points. Not very big. Well, here we go, guys. Here comes the volatility. The order book is just nothing. Sellers galore. Well, it's happening right in front of our eyes, everybody. I don't want to touch this at all. Not touching this. There she goes. Well, broke through 800. It's okay to believe in shorts. I do take short trades when I really like them. Let's take a look. There. Oh, this is the 1 hour chart. Yeah. So there goes the break of the consolidation that we were just talking about a moment ago. Nikkei. Oh, is Nikkei falling off a cliff too? I'm going to watch this, guys. We're watching this. Sorry, not sorry about looking at the other markets right now. We're not going to follow the schedule for regular slow markets because this is happening. It's happening here, right now. Who's short? Is anybody in here short? I'm seeing orders. Look, people are trying to get out of this market. Take a look at the order books. I'm starting to see these big orders at the ask. People probably trying to just get out. Man. Yeah, let's watch this. This is again. Wow. Let's see what happens. Look at the market just straight down into the right. Down into the right. Short. Someone's short. Short 5 contracts. Short. Been short since 52. Shorts are getting paid. Let's take a look. What's the tilt at? We could take a look at the tilt. NASDAQ, 64% shorts. Not too big of a dramatic. Percent positive, only 48. Average short price is 807. No, average long price is 807. Average short price is 833. So the average short price is right at that breakdown. Shorts are getting paid then. Everyone who's short is in the money. Well, let's see where we could go now. Let's see. That order book. I mean, the order book's it's thin and it's ugly, but it's not too crazy. This wasn't like the beginning of August. The beginning of August, the order book, there was nothing. Like, at least there's something here. There's something on the depth of market. Beginning of August, there was nothing. Like, there was a 10-point spread, 5-point spread. At least there's something here. So it doesn't mean that this isn't going to get uglier. It is still only 1s and 2s, which is still pretty dang scary, but it's not extremely dramatic like we were watching in August. Yeah, let me look at the hourly chart. What were we looking at? These 750s. Wow, that was just happened so fast. So there we go. This is we're already basically there at this first level, right? This is that first level that we were looking at. We just blew through that. Blew through it. Holding below 800s now. 766 on the daily. Do we have any daily levels? Let's go ahead and take a look at that one. Let's take a look at Topstep daily levels. Are there daily levels down here? Yesterday's low. Obviously, we're already below yesterday's low. Do we have any more further down? No, there's not really much on using the Topstep daily levels. Yeah, I'm not going to trade this at all. Short 1 NQ. I'm going to leave a sell limit in case price comes back for a retest sometimes. Just reading through some of the chat. Let's see. What days make you not take trades? APJ, what days make me not take trades? This kind of a price action makes me not want to take a trade. If we see this again, I just do not like trading days like this, especially before a big event like the non-farm payroll. I do not like taking trades unless they're scalps. Now remember, I don't mind scalping anything. You've seen how I tried to take a scalp here. Maybe there's an opportunity to take a scalp on this trade, but just taking these little scalps, I'm okay with. But a slow markets trade where I put a pending order, like a buy stop, a buy limit, sell stop, sell limit. No, I will not have a pending order in on the NASDAQ because of this. Because if somebody had like a buy limit somewhere, maybe a buy limit anywhere, and then this happens, it could just do some major damage. Or even if you had a stop loss, and this is a true thing that happens in trading, and I think this is important to talk about, is if you were long, for example, say you got long here at 8:45 and you did have a stop loss, the market could move so fast that you get such a big amount of slippage. Say you're risking 15 points, you take a 20-point loss, you take a 30-point loss. Trust me, I know I've experienced some big slippage, and especially during this time of a night when the order books are thin, there can be some big slippage. So yeah, unfortunately, right? No one wants to experience slippage, but that's one of the experiences you don't want to have on your resume. Is it's not a fun experience when you have a stop loss and realize that you get filled at a worse price. So yeah, just beware if you're going to trade this. My recommendation is don't. If you are, be aware of that. And yeah, this thing is starting to get volatile. We're broke yesterday, so we can see. No more 20. Greg, what was that? 20K? You never know, man. You never know. But as of right now, that's looking less and less likely. We didn't hold this support, right? Tomorrow, if non-farm payroll is a positive thing and the market likes it, we could be up 3% tomorrow in the NASDAQ, and people would be talking about 20,000. That is the beauty about this market, and also the scary thing about this market is we could have 3% moves at any given time. But right now, yeah, that was the support that I was wanting NASDAQ to hold, and we did not hold it. We just broke down, and we're holding below that. But it is slow markets, and so yeah, here's the 1 hour chart, right? There's the 1 hour chart that we were looking for this to hold. We didn't hold it. That's why it's very scary to be buying this, making sure you keep that risk small. Keep the risk small. It's okay to buy it in this zone, but just if you're keeping this risk small, you can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 opportunities that would have played out really well. But as anything, it works until it doesn't, right? Buying low, selling high works until it doesn't. And this is a good example. Buy have been very great trades. And then when you do buy, it's not going to trade, and it's not going to work forever. Same with selling, right? Maybe you're looking to sell these highs, and then if we ripped higher, then selling would have worked until it doesn't. And I think this is that scenario. Traders, there's probably tons of traders around the world that was looking to buy in this zone to see if it holds, and then as soon as it does it, that's part of a stop loss run, right? It just tanked, and everyone is trying to get out. Everyone stops being hit. Everyone who is long since maybe long Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or today, that was holding longs with their stop losses below that, they just got hit. And when your stop loss gets hit, it liquidates you, and you sell it, and that's part of what causes such a dramatic move. And so you've seen how fast that happened, and that's what it was. People just bailing. And yeah, here we are. Let's see. Do we see a 100-point rally now? We were talking yesterday where we seen a 100-point sell-off and then a recovery. Are we going to see a 100-point rally? Last night, 100-point sell-off, 100-point rally. Tonight, It's a little bit more of a 100-point sell-off. Do we see that 100-point rally? Let's watch it. Well, this is entertaining. This is fun. I'm definitely not going to be trading this. Well, that would be nutty. I mean, we seen it last night. It's anymore the past couple of months, nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. I mean, if you guys were here and trading during the pandemic, where we were seeing 3% swings intraday, this should not surprise you at all. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what these other markets are doing. Did Nikkei just... Yeah, Nikkei sold off. Let's see. How big of a move was this in the Nikkei? That was about 1.5%. Let's take a look at gold. It is 10 minutes past 8 p.m. And so gold's selling off too. We've kind of missed that 8 p.m. trade, right? How was that 8 p.m. trade? Let's see. Was that 8 p.m. trade a good trade? Let's see what happened. So at 8 p.m., I'm curious on that. There's 8 p.m. and we started to rally up just a little bit, and then we just started to sell off. So a breakout trade could have been really good here on gold. It's still not that volatile. Like, that's 25.44 to 25.46. That's $2 move in gold. It's still underwhelming. Not that great in gold. NASDAQ and these other markets have been a lot better. I've been trading ES more. I've liked ES. You guys seen I was trading ES today. That's where I made a lot of my money today. And yeah, ES has been really good to me. I've really started to like ES. I'm trading it a lot more, watching it more, and it's been consistent compared to the NASDAQ. Yeah, you guys wanted to know my ES trade, right? It was just buying here. I bought here, and then I ended up selling it. I think I sold it at 21. So I sold it up in this area. So that was my ES trade today. And yeah, that was it. Oh my gosh, look, there's a 300 lot order. There's 300 contracts right there on ES. 300 right at 89.50. So is that normal? Let me know. Anybody here in the chat, Coach Jay, anybody who trades the ES, is that normal for this time? Or is that just an algorithm? 350 contracts, that's pretty close. Yeah, I don't think and now it's gone. Yeah, that didn't seem, that's not normal. They were there for a second, and now they're gone. He's going to walk it up, spoofing. Per jackets, the Spread Brothers orders, 100 to 150 is most usual. Yeah, I could see maybe 100. Like, it seems like normally, I don't watch the ES very much, but that one stuck out. It was a spoofer. It's been there all day. I mean, if it was there all day, it just left as soon as we started looking at it. That was Dobie. Let's see, is NASDAQ bouncing? Yeah, nothing really happening in these markets. We could walk through ES. Ooh, this is a good question. I think this is an important question. Let's do some Q&A. Yeah, let's do some Q&A now, and we'll continue to watch and talk about these markets. But here is the question. Coach Dakota, is your ES trade size the same to the NASDAQ or bigger? And my answer of that is my ES trading, the contract sizes have been bigger. Yes. The risk has been about the same, but because ES is not as crazy and is not volatile as the NASDAQ, my position size has been bigger in the ES compared to the NASDAQ. Now, it's not crazy, right? I'm not saying I'm going full 15 in the ES, not 15 contracts. The NASDAQ, I've been around 1 to, I think sometimes I'll have 4 contracts on. And then on the ES, it's been about 3 to 7 contracts. I think I even had, today I had 8 contracts long here. And yeah, that was the main difference. Can you go over the process on the ES trade today? I mean, yeah, it was really simple. I could go over that ES while I continue to answer questions. So over here on the ES, on the hourly chart, let me go through here and do that bad boy. So what I was looking at and what I have been looking at is take a look at this. Okay, so this is obviously a key area of resistance, and then we broke out of that, and we started to hold, right? And today, all of the other markets were not breaking. You've seen the NASDAQ, we just barely broke through that. However, ES broke it. ES did break that low from Tuesday. So that was a level that we were watching, and that I know everybody on TopstepTV was watching. We broke it. We came down to this zone right around 54.92. And so I'm like, okay, this is a good possibility. I'm watching NASDAQ. NASDAQ was holding up, right? NASDAQ was holding this. NASDAQ never did break below, Tuesday's low until just now in the middle of slow markets. And so, okay, ES is stronger. Then the odds, I'm going to try and see if I could get into some longs on the ES. And so moving on here, we broke below it. And we started to consolidate, and I did get into 2 contracts on this 3-bar reversal. This is a 3-bar reversal on the 5-minute. So I got into 2 contracts right here. And my stop loss was below 87, I believe, 87. So I had a stop loss at 87. So my stop loss was at 87. And, we came down, we tested. And I'm going to walk you through this exactly what happened. Let me get out of that. So that was my first entry, just 2 contracts. And then, we sold off. We tested this. I was thinking like this could be that run of liquidity. And then we had another 3-bar reversal. Okay. And so I entered 2 more contracts here. And then we did that again. And I entered 2 more contracts here. And I entered another 2 contracts. I believe it was either at, I'll review this on the 100 tick, because I also had a 100 tick chart open when I was doing that, and I was using to re-enter. But I was in a total of about 7 contracts down here with my stop loss at 87. And then once we started to break up, I moved my stop loss up, and you guys know how I like to trail my stops. And then I ended up closing it at around 21, 22 is where I closed the majority of it at. And I think it was on this pullback is when I closed it. I was kind of thinking I might get 30. We didn't get there. Spilt milk. But anyway, once that happened, that was basically the trade, guys. About 7 contracts, held it through that whole move. Before then, I was scalping some of this trade this morning. Look, and you guys can imagine which direction I was going is buying the dip. You guys seen on YouTube during fast markets. It was not ES, it was actually the NASDAQ. This was the easiest trade I've had in a year. So, easiest trade I've had in a year. Watch. You guys need to see this. The easiest trade, this brought about a third of the profits today. Easiest trade. I called it out in the YouTube chat. I tried to get the house account on here into this trade. So this morning, everyone, Topstep's going through that whole check mark. You guys seen I put it in the chat if you are watching Topstep TV on the fast markets. Easiest trade of the year for me. We started out, this is the open. It was just rally. We rallied, consolidated, and to me, it was great on that higher time frame. I was looking for us to run up into the 100s, and we had the consolidation, and we had another breakout. And I seen the house account was short up here. Great trade by, Anne Marie. That was an amazing short. For me, the best and the most easiest trade of the year was this. We pulled back, and where did we pull back? We pulled back to an area that used to be resistance. Resistance became support, and I bought it up, and I didn't hold it for this entire length. I was only looking for see profit, take profit. I closed it at around 70s or 80s. I closed it at the bottom of this. Easiest trade of the year for me. I mean, it was so simple. It was so textbook, and it was so obvious that we were trending up after a really, really ugly day. And I mean, you could even see it on the 5-minute chart how simple and how easy it was. Huge sell-off, consolidated, and today we went down, we tested it, we even started to break through all of this, and I was looking for us to come up and test it. We tested it, we pulled back, and buyers were in control. No trade's easy. I will say that. Maybe easy is not the correct word, but simple, obvious. I don't know. I mean, I can't. I'm trying to think of a different word than easy, but is that not just textbook today? During the NASDAQ, after the initial open, we consolidated, we broke out. I'm like, okay, market's looking for areas to buy. Where do we buy? And then, sell off. Area to buy is where resistance was. Resistance becomes support. We look for an entry, whether it's a 3-bar reversal, whether it's just buying, whatever. And then we just ripped 100 points off of that. So it was the Holy Grail. That's probably the best. That's the username. The username's Holy Grail. It's one of the most easily and the most textbook technical trade that I've seen for a while. This market's been rough. This market's been hard to trade. I would say this is a very textbook technical trade with the way I trade. Simple, straightforward. Andrew in the chat was making fun of my my one drink. Here's my other one. It says Dakota's trading mug, and there's some technical analysis. You probably can't even read it here. I had to pull this one out. I'm going to probably use this for a little bit. Let me see if I could switch this. There's my drink. I mean, it's right there. I mean, you could see the trade. The trade that happened today was, where was it at? Was it this one? Let's see. I mean, my drink cup said to take that trade, and when you make $50,000 off of your drink cup says, there's something to that, right? But that's it. There you can see the Dakota's trading mug that I love. Anyway, I was surprised that it was almost too obvious, right? Where you think like, that's too easy, it's not going to work. But sometimes the easiest trades are some of the best ones. My cup gave a check mark to the house account. Tomorrow I'm gonna do that. We're gonna see if Andre's going to allow my my cup to give a check mark to trade 50 contracts on the house account. Coin 25, you probably will. I mean, I'm not going to take screenshots and post about it, but actions speak louder than words, right? The mug is the secret. I will be on Fast Markets tomorrow. Coach Jay and I. It's going to be fun. So anyways, enough. That's kind of why I wanted to hide the balance. I'm going to get to the point where I'm just not going to be talking about my trades. There we go. But it's always fun. And I think it's important to review some good trades. It's also important to review bad trades and losing trades, because your losing trades, I actually learned a lot more from my losses. But here it is, NASDAQ, very similar to last night, I guess. Last night we sold off 100 points and then we rallied right back up, and we're seeing the same thing so far. Coach Dakota, can we explain a 3-bar reversal? Man, I've been telling myself to make a video on what a 3-bar reversal is. Once again, I'm going to go through this. Maybe I just need to clip this. What is a 3-bar reversal? Well, what you need to do is you need to go to a Google browser, go onto Google, and you type in 3-bar reversal. Pattern. There we go. 3-bar reversal pattern. Oh, look, they even have a song by someone made a song of a 3-bar reversal pattern. And go ahead and click this, and then feel free to click on these images. And let's find a good one. Go even click onto this image. And it says 3-bar reversal. What's a 3-bar reversal? Here we go. Here's a 3-bar reversal pattern. There's a 3-bar reversal pattern. Oh, look, here's a good one. Maybe a close above that. I mean, yeah, bullish 3-bar reversal. This is a good one. Let's go with this. Let me get this into the chat. So, bullish 3-bar reversal, bearish 3-bar reversal, and let's see. There might even be. Ooh, I think this one's my favorite one. There's the reversal bar. Let's zoom into this bad boy. There we go. Let's make. Oh, it's not going to let me do that one. So there it is. I'm going to zoom into it. Just found this off of Google, and this is what a 3-bar reversal is. Take a screenshot, put it away. This one's even on my trading mug. Yeah, you can probably see it right there. 3-bar reversal. It's right there too. So it's probably anywhere you could find it. Yeah, it's right there. 3-bar reversal. I think there's the example, and it looks just like this, where it says. Yeah, 3-bar, or this one says 3 bars, but to me, this is the 3 bars. It's essentially a down move or an up move, right? A trend. And then you have the main reversal bar, and the entry is above the break of that bar. So 1, 2, 3. I don't know why this says 3, but to me, it's 1, 2, 3. That's kind of a weird example, but hopefully that makes sense. I've explained it like once or twice a week here. Traders look at it differently. A few other, like, it depends. Hey, look, there's a old company I used to work for. Let's see, is this an example? I don't know, but you could probably find so many different examples. Oh, there we go. This is the one. That is a 3-bar reversal right there. So screenshot this one if you are. This is a bullish 3-bar reversal. You have 1, 2, and 3. And the entry to me is when you cross above this bar. So that would be the entry. I did that earlier, right? I did that earlier at the beginning of slow markets. That is a 3-bar reversal. Now, I don't want to be just a sarcastic jerk, because that's not the point. The point is to be, it's about education. But I just want to show you how simple some of these technical patterns are. It's like, wow, you making money using something so stupid, so simple. Yeah, simplicity is power. And so that's what it is. Something as simple as this. Now, it's not as easy as just, buy here. No, there's a lot more to it, right? And wow, there goes the NASDAQ right back up to, oh, man, I should have just got in long. Huh? That was the play, is just sell off 100 points and buy it. NASDAQ doing it right now, live example. Is it doing it on an hourly chart? Oh man, take a look at that. If that's not a bullish candle, we just ran a lot of liquidity and we're right back up there. Let's see, is it doing it on a 5-minute chart? Kind of a 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart. Yeah, you could probably find a time frame that works for you. Yeah, and it depends on your time frame. Just stay consistent. Stay consistent at whatever time frame you're using. Don't go searching. Like, if you don't see anything on a 1 minute, you switch to a 5-minute, you switch to a 10-minute, you switch to a 15-minute. You will find what you're looking for, but stay consistent. On the 15-minute chart, yeah, you could classify that as a 3-bar reversal, right? We have a trend down, and then we have, bar number 1, then we have the reversal bar, and then technically you could say the entry is there. Yeah, that's technically a 3-bar reversal, but it depends on what time frame you're using. I try and stay very, very consistent, because if you keep changing time frames, maybe on the 5-minute time frame you could say that's a 3-bar reversal. If you do a 1-minute time frame, you could say somewhere down here is a 3-bar reversal. Yeah, on the 1-minute time frame, this is the 3-bar reversal right there, right? 1, 2, 3. Well, dang it, everybody. This is what I was kind of thinking might happen, where right when we started slow markets, this is the same thing that happened last night, right? Where we sold off. We basically sold off, what was that? And then rallied right back up. So this is an interesting move, setting us up for the rest of the evening. I would now not be surprised if we rotate right back up into 18,900. So yeah, we didn't hold below that. That's an interesting thing to take note of. We had a run of liquidity. Is that classified as a run of liquidity, where we had a fake out, ran all those stops? So everybody who had stops there no longer have stops. They ended up getting stopped out. And sometimes that can be the best trade, right? And let's see. Are we going to rally back into these 900s? Maybe. That's unfortunate for everyone who is short. But that's what happens, right? Retail happened up here. Everyone who was trying to buy it up here, we ran stops and ran liquidity and right back into the consolidation. And I think we just did it again. Ran liquidity. Everyone who just got stopped out there is probably very upset now that we're right back inside the consolidation. That happens. Ugh, that's rough. Yeah. Oh well. What is your normal time frame from trading? 5 minute. I love a 5-minute chart. I look at the hourly, and then I look at, and maybe this is a this is a really good question actually. I look at the hourly for trend and consolidation and overall, right? Like we're in consolidation mode now, so buy the lows, sell the highs, and then I'll zoom in for a 5-minute chart to look for like the technical patterns, 3-bar reversals, pullbacks, bottoms, support and resistance. And then if it's the slow markets trade, like tonight's slow markets, it's the Asian session, I will set up my trade for an overnight on a 5-minute chart. But then during the New York session, I love to trade a 100 tick chart. Now the trade setup is still on a 5. The trade setup is on a 5-minute, but my execution is on a 100 tick chart. So trade setup, 5-minute chart. Execution, 100 tick chart. During my slow markets class, trade setup, maybe an hourly chart, and execution on a 5-minute chart that's 2 completely different strategies. You're liking the 100 tick on slow markets? Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. We're going to continue to watch this. That could have been such a great trade, almost identical to last night when Coach Jerry was on. Dakota, what amount would you say is a good to risk on 150K? How much are you willing to lose, Big 15? Big 15 is asking me, what is the right amount to risk on a 150K account? I personally like $300 to $400, about 0.25%. And I will always be one to say smaller the better until you feel comfortable, and until you feel comfortable and confident, and you feel like your trading is consistent. You could always scale up, right? It's a lot harder to scale down. It's a lot easier to scale up, because you don't want to find yourself in a bad situation to where you have no choice but to scale down. Don't make the market scale you down. Scale down by yourself. That's a good one. Do not have the market make you scale down, because the market will force you to scale down if you don't have the right position sizing for the way that you trade. 720s overnight. I don't know. This is interesting. We probably could sell off. It's going to be interesting to see tomorrow, because we have we have big news tomorrow. And so I'm not going to trade any good trades. I'll take these scalps and micros. I don't mind scalping the market with micros, but no solid trades until tomorrow after the news. Few more questions and then we can move on. Maybe we could talk some trader statistics. Maybe we could talk about whatever you guys want. Like tonight is more of a relaxed. It's kind of the after party. Can we say this is an after party for Topstep's anniversary? We kind of a slow one. Not a lot going on. We're waiting for the news tomorrow. I'm going to be on TopstepTV, the day show. Bears are in control. Sell the rips. How big of a rip should we sell? Should we sell it when it's at 19,100? Right? Should we sell it 19,100? Should we sell it 19,000? Should we sell it at 900? Should we sell it now? Such a general statement, right? But I understand it. Buy the dips. Sell the rips. Yeah. How will you play the news? I won't play the news. What I like to do is I'll wait until the news comes out. I won't trade until what time's non-farm payroll? Let's see. It's the same time every time. I just forget. I like to do it in Central Standard Time. It's coming out at. What is the Central? I'm here in the Mountain Standard Time, so I just have to adjust where I look at. It's coming out at 6:30 a.m. my time, 7:30 a.m. Central. 7:30 a.m. Central is when the unemployment claims. Nope, not unemployment. Non-farm payroll. 7:30 a.m. So it's not only that we have that. We do have some news at the same time from Canada, and then after around. Right after that, Fed member Waller speaks. So I do not trade the news. I trade the afterglow. I'll trade 5, 10, or not 5, maybe about 15 minutes after the news. So my recommendation is wait till the news. If not, wait till Monday. Sometimes maybe that's better. Take Friday off, enjoy a 3-day weekend, and then you could trade Monday. There's no sense of forcing trades. And I love what Dobie said, where trading is optional. Trading is very much optional where we don't have to trade. It could be addicting. This is crude oil. The after party is always the real party. Yeah. Is this a party? We just watched the NASDAQ sell off and rally right back up. Immediate rejection. Yeah, that is a great quote. Is that original from Dobie, or did he get that from someone? Because that's something that you should. That's a, what do you want to call it? A T-shirt quote. You can put that on a T-shirt. Trading is optional. Maybe we should put that on a T-shirt. I think I say smook. Who is going to join you when you take over TopstepTV for 3 days while all employees go to the party? Oh, so, yeah, good point. Let's talk about that. I will be next week during the 11th, 12th, and 13th. I am going to be in full charge of TopstepTV. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be myself. We're going to have a few guests on. Now, remember, it's just me. So I'm not going to have a crew. I'm not going to have a crew behind me managing the guests, managing people coming in and out, and managing everything. It's just going to be me, just like it is tonight. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It really is. I will have a guest on in the morning, and then I will have a guest on in the afternoon. I will wait. I'm not going to tell you who. You're going to have to find out yourself, but it's going to be fun. Mostly me. It'll be like me, a guest in the morning, and then just me going solo And then during the end, it'll also be me and a guest. And then I'll have to find a way to get some food in somehow. Maybe I could do some protein bars during a 5 or a 10-minute break. Pardon me. Yeah. Want to shill for Flyer Jim? It's hard, Jim. Flyer Jim, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you guys do not know about. It's a lot more than just saying, come join me. You have to go through and do that. Maybe I could, yeah, Danielle and the team might not like it. Maybe we could see if I could bring you with me on my phone. We could stream it. We could all go to like lunch together and we could trade. We could have a trade ongoing all day. Backley, I don't know. I'm voting for that. I'm voting to give me the keys to the house account, and we could do our own check marks. And me and the guy, we could trade the house account. I put my name in the hat to see if they could do the house account while they're gone. It's gonna be a rogue trader with house account number 8888, and it's gonna be the Road Trader 2.0. It's going to be long. We're going long, and the market's going to be selling off 3%, and Dakota's over here buying the house account, going 50 contracts. Yeah, me and my trading mug are going to have all the check marks we need for the house account. 50 lots, 50 contracts. Me and this trading mug. All the house account check marks we need. While we watch NASDAQ just rally. Green tomorrow morning? I don't know. This market's looking heavy, right? But, this is an interesting price action pattern. We broke down and we rejected it. But it is slow markets. It's after hours. Not a lot of volume. They should take it away from others and let you trade it alone. Yeah, well, that's not the true spirit of a house account, everyone. The spirit of the house account and the house account is meant for exactly what they've been doing, right? It's not just an individual. It's a group. It's a trading team. And with anything, it's going to take some time to, fine tune it and get it adjusted. But, I'm always having conversations with the team. The house account is there. Once it's fine-tuned and once it's started to be like trading and consistent, I really do see that there's going to be days where the house account can be up over 50,000 plus. I even see $100,000 trades in the house account. I really do. There's been a couple that have been an opportunity for a $50,000 trade in the house account, even a $100,000 trade where you're getting in, maybe 50 contracts and you don't need a lot. You don't need huge moves to make a lot of money. It's all about perspective. It's all about percentages where, if you have a daily loss limit of 50,000, you could lose 50,000. If you hit your daily loss limit, the house account has not hit the daily loss limit. And on the flip side, if you're trading that same size, you want to make sure that your winners are the same size. So you can easily get your daily loss limit, or, maybe if you have a a good risk reward, a 2-to-1 risk reward, you could get twice your daily loss limit. So it's very realistic to have a $100,000 day in the house account. So in comparison and in percentage base, the house account has not been losing a lot of money dramatically. Has it even been close to the daily loss limit? Let me know. Has the house account been close to a daily loss limit? The daily loss limit is 50,000. I don't think it has. I think it's only been like half that. And then even to finish the day, it was 20% that, maybe. Carl Hungus, nope. Because I do know the house account was down like 28,000, and then David Green and I had a really good trade during Power Hour, and it brought it back up to minus 18,000. And so if you really do the perspective of the house account, for me, 150K account, $3,000. I've lost $3,000 hitting my daily loss limit in a 150K account, but I've made $6,000 also, right? So it's my winners, my worst losses are not as bad as my best wins. And so if that's going to be the same for the house account, yeah, it's simple. Just do the percentage where you can understand, like, hey, if the worst loss in the house account is going to be 28,000, and no, it was 28,000, but then I had that power hour trade, and that day was only 18,000. I know that for a fact because it was an ES long with me, Hogue, and David Green, and so it wasn't a negative 28,000. It was only negative 18 to finish the day. So yeah, if the worst day on the house account is minus, say, $20,000, and that's only not even half the daily loss limit, then yeah, if some of the best days in the house account is going to be over $100,000, it's going to be there. But Mikey, I think you said it best. People are just not used to trading large size. And I 1000% agree with that, where everyone's focused on the dollar amounts and not paying attention to the process. Remember, it's process over profits. And that's why I've been trying to do this in ticks, where it doesn't matter the account, it doesn't matter the account size, it doesn't matter the position size. It's about the ticks. If you can consistently make, say, a 20 points a day, is that 20 points going to be one contract, or is that 20 points going to be 50 contracts? That's the only difference. It's just people are not used to it. People are not used to seeing that, because I don't think there's anybody on social media or a YouTuber or influencer that trades that big. Is there somebody that trades live that size? Usually the people that trade that big, which there's a lot of them out there, there's a lot of people that don't care for social media, that do not take screenshots and talk about their winning, and they don't show their trades, and they keep to themselves, the traders that are trading size. And so there's so many traders behind the scenes who are trading 100 contracts, 50 contracts, 250 contracts, who make that in like what we're doing here, right? And they're focused on the process. And I know it for a fact. They're focusing on the process. They're looking at points. They're looking at something outside of just the dollar amounts. It's process over profits. Yes, he does CFDs. Is there... Tom Hugard trades up to 1,000 per point live. Ooh, so if that's true, maybe I'm wrong. I just don't know of them. Tom Hugard. I'll have to look him up. But the majority of traders and what you see on social media, it's like an iceberg, right? You're seeing just the top level of the iceberg. In reality, the majority of those high hitters, those big hitters, they wish to be anonymous, right? People wish to be anonymous for a reason. They don't want to tell that stuff. They don't want to show it. Why would you show somebody what you're doing and how you're doing it when you're trading size? I have a difficult time doing it live because I get distracted with trying to hold a class. There was a time where I was like getting in 30 contracts in the middle of class live, and I just found it so distracting because I miss moves, right? There's so many times where I look at the chat, and as soon as I look at the chat, the market moves 5-10 points, or I miss an exit, or I miss an entry, and it's very, very difficult. Tom Hugard. I'll have to look him up. I'm interested. Look at this. Yeah, NASDAQ just keeps on rallying from here. We just keep going up and to the right. That's exactly what it was. It's a sell-off and then a nice recovery. Oh, Tom wrote the book, The Best Loser Wins. Okay, I'm going to look him up. Is it wrong of me for not knowing who it is? I probably should know. I'll have to look him up. I'm Googling him live. Interesting. I'll have to look at some of the stuff. Oh, look, immediately I Google his name, and the first thing that comes up is, we play to trade the process as opposed to the outcome. Yeah, immediately right there. Trading the process and not the outcome. So that's exactly the same thing. That is beautiful. And I think that explains it the best. It is focusing on the process and going back to the house account. It's the same thing. It's more about the process. And then once the process is ironed out, then yeah, it's the same thing. You will be able to start trading that size. With that size that the house account is trading, the losses are right about there. And then the winners will be about, a good, maybe a 2-to-1 risk reward. And if you're looking for a 2-to-1 risk reward in the house account, if you're risking, say, 50,000, then yeah, 100,000 is very realistic, and even more, right? I know MP said that he's wanting to get to 100 contracts, and if you're going to be getting to 100 contracts in the house account, it's just a matter of sizing, right? It's going to be the same process. It's going to be the same process when the house account starts trading 100 contracts. You're going to be getting in the same way. You're going to be getting out the same way. Maybe a little bit different because it starts to become a liquidity game. It is a little bit of a liquidity game. When you start getting to bigger sizes, you might have to split it up, which is, it's not too big of a difference, but it's the same method. Liquidity hardly is an issue with the way that we're trading as day traders. But once you start trading, 50 contracts, 100 contracts, it can come to play, right? If I was to try and get into 100 contracts tonight, like, where am I going to get into those 100 contracts? There's just not 100 contracts for me to buy unless I'm going to be pushing this market up, 10 points. So at some point, liquidity becomes an issue, but that's not anything I'm going to ever be talking about very much because us in chat, we're not there yet. We're not swinging 50 or 100 contracts. Yeah, who is it? Whoever was shorting down here, that's rough. That's rough. It was looking heavy, but last night we seen that recovery, right? We seen a 100-point sell-off and a 100-point rally last night, and we just seen it again. A big sell-off and a nice rally, almost like we knew it was going to come. It's just weird. That's patterns for you, right, guys? You see a pattern, you recognize it. Immediately when we started slow markets, that was the first thing we was thinking of is, are we going to see a 100-point sell-off and then a 100-point recovery? And, sure enough, we did. The hard thing is buying it, or the hard thing is trading that, right? Yeah. You never sell the bottom. I don't know. There's a lot of people that were probably looking at this to sell it. And I seen some traders calling out 720. So, I could see traders that were looking for this to be a sell-off, a pullback, and a continuation, and just got hammered. And I'm sure there's traders out there that was looking to sell this as well. Yeah. Look, see, we're getting questions like that. We're almost over for the end of class. But honest question, why do you care? Daily live trader, why don't you show your balance? That's the second person tonight to ask me that. I'm really curious why. Why is that important? I understand transparency. I'm just curious. I really am, because I don't mind. It's just I truly am curious of traders. It's just good for transparency. No, it's an honest question. It's a true question. Like, why don't you show your balance? And I'm just like, I'm curious on what are some of those things that are important. Because to me, Showing everything is important when it comes to executions. Traders like the house account. The house account shows the executions, right? When I'm on TopstepTV, showing the execution, showing the entry, showing the stop loss, showing the exit, showing the winners, showing the losers, showing everybody everything for that transparency. So I do get that. I do like to hide my account balance and keep it at ticks because, like I was just saying, and like you guys were just mentioning Tom Hogard, process over profits. Your account balance and your current P&L in the trade shouldn't matter for that. It's never enough. Yeah, it's always a curious thing. People feed off that, right? People feed off of how much did you make? How much did you lose? What's your account balance? What's this? What's that? Probably for entertainment, or I don't know. It's something I understand a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's almost like a riddle. It's a fair question. I mean, you don't know anybody, right? Like you don't know and understand the idea or the question. And I've learned that as I've started to help people and coach, is you never know somebody's story. You never know what's going on in their life. You never know the hardships and what someone's going through. And so, that can be a valid question. Maybe it's, maybe you have a new trader and they come in and say, okay, well, why are you not showing your account balance? Like, is there a reason? Are you losing money? Are you yeah, it's okay to question. And I am all for questioning everything. You should be. And if you're learning from someone, and if you're following someone or trying to become a good trader in anything, not just trading, you should be asking even the dumbest of questions. Like, why don't you show your executions? Why don't you show your account balance? Why did you hide that? And it's the right thing to do is question it. I'm always asking questions too, like, why is that important to you guys? Because it's true. Credibility. Yeah, credibility is also valid, right? Yeah. No, everyone has their own thing, right? To each their own. I try to never talk negative about individuals. More about concepts, more about an action rather than an individual. Like, yeah, it's not good to hide things. It's not good to mislead people. So the actions are bad. The actions are negative, and I just do not want to see some actions because it misguides a lot of people. But the individual, I won't talk negative. I mean, there's a place for that, and I've stressed it so much behind the scenes. I've stressed it to MP. I've stressed it to Hogue and Eddie, and they know that, at the end of the day, it's, what I want on TopstepTV and when I'm in front of you guys is something that I could look back on and not regret it. I want to be able to say, hey, in 10 years from now, you could show your kids, this is me. I was doing TopstepTV. Here's me on YouTube. I could look back at this when I have kids and a family and say, I'm not embarrassed, right? I could have kids look at this and be proud of what I'm doing and not feel ashamed. And so there is that. And so I'll always say that's not a good thing to do in front of everybody. Like, are you going to regret what you're doing now and today if your mom was watching you? So anyway, I'm going to leave it like that because I feel like everyone should be the same. And to each their own though. So, all right, guys, until tomorrow morning, tomorrow during fast markets, Coach Jay and I, we have the big the big news event, non-farm payroll, and or whatever it is. Yeah, non-farm payroll. We have member Williams speaking, Coach Jay and I. We're going to see a lot of volatility, and I'm going to leave it at that. Take care, everybody, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. If not, depending on where you're at around the world, it will be until the next slow markets. Now, don't keep trades overnight into slow markets or into the news, and beware of volatility. So until then, see ya.